Hey guys, Tyrep here, bringing you Warcraft Wednesday once again. We are on last Refuge, playing for sporting in the south. We've got ToD, playing as human, getting himself out a Archmage.
A player's
in the north, we've got JohnnyCage, playing as human also, and getting himself an Archmage as well. This is from a ESL Open Cup over the weekend. Looking forward to this one. Nice to see ToD, you know, back in the saddle in the competitive tournaments. The players are creeping out this camp. Looks like ToD got it done slightly more quickly though. Good signs from him early on.
A player's forces are under attack.
Bringing two militia over. Okay, interesting. He's pulling these creeps away and going for the Forest Troll High Priest in the back. Oh, they're pulled out. This should help minimize the amount of damage he takes here. Nice strategy. On the other side, JohnnyCage going for this easy Murloc camp here. ToD going for the more aggressive and ambitious creeping path. Take down this mercenary camp very quickly. Get himself out a Forest Troll Shadow Beast very quickly. So there we go, already down on that camp. So we've got another line of militia coming in. Makes me think he's going to go for the expansion here. So a fast expo from ToD. The other side, JohnnyCage also doing that same camp. He picks up the Robe of the Magi. Himself down a farm on that.
Forces are under
Always
attack.
Important, so you can hire those mercenaries later on. And that was a really fast creep camp. Just overall, like bang, bang, bang. Very efficient from ToD. Super fast creeping. Just gonna look for a fast expansion. Looks like he's a tiny bit of lumber short of starting up his town hall here. That's the delay. And JohnnyCage coming across, looking to get aggressive. He's ticked about a third of the way through. He's picking up a lumber mill as well. Clearing out that easy Murloc camp himself. And here we go, fighting underway. Early focus fire, both sides onto the Shadow Priest. ToD gets away though, 15 health. Good to see from ToD. JohnnyCage still has enough mana. He's got so much mana thanks to that Robe of the Magi for another water alley, but doesn't pop it out there. And the footies still chasing in. Hoping to take down the Shadow Priest, but it looks like they're 1 or 2 damage short. I'm kind of lucky that ToD didn't manage to get us around here. Might still be able to get the kill. And does. Well played by ToD. Nice bit of blocking there, allowing him to finish off that squad. Squad. Footman. Didn't quite, get the block over here though. Forest Troll Berserker as well from JohnnyCage. ToD just looking to defend the expansions. Up and mining now. The pressure's got to be on JohnnyCage. Tech about to complete now. No blacksmith though, so I'm not going to see any riflemen it looks like. Usually in human murder, so it's all about priests and spellbreakers. Whoever can mass the most. Level 4 there for ToD. Finishes off that creep camp. Looks like he chased away those footmen from his farm. Oh, footman coming back in. ToD looking to fight in the center. He might be able to even take down this one footy. Oh, JohnnyCage paying attention. Doesn't get that.
Forces are
So
under
the
attack.
Sentry Wards drops one. Another Gloves of Haste. Yep, picks those up as well. Has to spend a second Sentry Ward very close to the other one, but fair enough. And these footies still on the run from ToD's footman. Here we go. Ooh, early focus fire into an illusion. Bit of a mistake there. Footy goes down for ToD. JohnnyCage is very low health in the back. Another footman for ToD. Oh, but the deny there. Nice touch. And takes down the water alley. A bit more experience for him. Mountain King coming in, double sanctum,
A player's
pretty
forces are under attack.
well to be expected. Strongbolt onto the footman of Todd. And another deny. No experience on the Mountain King for that one, so some nice touches so far from Todd. Nice blocks, a little bit of denying here and there. Yeah, he's looking sharp so far. Looking to do this shot camp right under JohnnyCage's nose. Let's see how this works out for him. A couple of casters coming in now. So he wants to steal it. Ooh, looks like Todd got the greater healing and takes down the Mountain King. JohnnyCage getting a little bit greedy there, trying to steal away that big creep.
Are under attack.
And didn't really work out for him. So far, just priests. Oh, there are a lot of low health footmen back here. Todd picks off one. But for a second, yeah, two of them picked off. JohnnyCage, a little bit clumsy there. If he was just healing them in the back of his base, it would have been fine. Instead, Todd picks off two more footmen. That's a lot less pushing power onto this next push for the expansion for JohnnyCage. Oops, another illusion. Sells out and buys a Tome of Retraining. Early retraining into Blizzard here to assist with this push. Interesting strategy. Todd has a few scout towers over here. This one about to complete the Arcane Tower upgrade. Here we go, Blizzard underway. Managing to collect quite a few buildings with this Blizzard as well. Shot, 2 farms, 2 towers. Pretty good Blizzard so far. Mountain King's back as well. Kind of interesting to see JohnnyCage didn't go for any sorks. I thought maybe with his earlier tech time he'd be able to squeeze in a little bit of slow. War Priest going down there. Pretty decent Blizzard. And there we go, level 4 on the Archmage. That's big for his mana regen to keep spamming that Blizzard. Oh, Todd bringing in the Naga Sea Witch from the rear, and she's got Fork Lightning first as well, popping it off there to start things out. Another mercenary picked off by Todd, keeping the pressure on these casters. Mountain King out of mana himself. Gonna pick off the Forest Troll Berserker. Maybe we're going to see a couple of Shadow Priests dropping here shortly as well. The casters do make it away for JohnnyCage, but this is when he should really be pressing his advantage. But instead, he's actually got a slightly smaller food count than Todd, which is bad news from how much he's invested into this expansion. And Todd getting himself out his own double sanctums and starting to produce now. So maybe we're going to see him with the edge. He's also putting down a blacksmith, so might be getting those upgrades first and those breaker wars. The Blizzard here looks like he's going to take down the farm and the shop. Nice, okay. Couple important kills there. Here we go, fighting underway. There's the Fork. Priest in some trouble. Good dispel on the water elemental. Gonna lose a priest here though. Focus fire onto the Naga Sea Witch, but the greater healing. Cancelling out most of that damage. Oh, Stormbolt, Blizzard. Sea Witch in some trouble. Down she goes. MK also in trouble, very low, but should be able to get out. Todd not quite with the momentum for the chase down there. But these priests, ooh, gets one of that one, very close call. Oh boy, JohnnyCage surrounded here. Gonna have to town pull out, MK coming back in, bit of focus fire onto him, should be alright though. And Todd hangs on, brought in the mercenaries for that defense, and he holds. Quite a lot of resources though, he's already about 50, JohnnyCage 10 food behind. But he's got a second hero, he's coming across for another push. Got a slightly higher tech army with these spell breakers. Looks like he's going to take a detour, go for the red camp here, okay. He wants level 3 on his MK before the next fight.
Players' forces are under attack.
Getting a bit low in this fight. Ooh, that's a spicy item. Ancient Django of Endurance. Gotta be one of the best. And here we go, level 3 on MK back the other side. Todd also doing some creeping with the rebuilt Naga Sea Witch. 5 on his Archmage. Can't go anywhere in that department, but can creep up the Sea Witch a little bit. Saying it, keep tech though.
Players' forces are under siege.
Ginger pump out. Okay, here we go. Fighting getting started here. Blizzard onto the towers. The shop again going down fast. The breakers don't take too much damage from those arcane towers. More Blizzard raining down. Well-timed push here from JohnnyCage. Todd a little bit far away in the middle of a creep camp. Didn't want to interrupt that. Looks like Archmage taking quite a lot of feedback damage here. These arcane towers not going to have enough for another blizzard, but takes down all the peasants just about, as well as 2 towers and the shop. Pretty good assault. Todd has done some scouting with the peasant here. Knows no expansion here, but maybe doesn't expect one over here from JohnnyCage. And fighting underway. JohnnyCage 10 food behind, and the fight's not going too well for him so far. Having trouble maintaining his front line. Todd just charging past, getting on top of the priest. Focus fire onto the Sea Witch though, she's getting low. He's got the Django though, should be able to run away pretty effectively. And there we go, gets out. Todd. Go upstairs. I don't think he knows about this expansion quite yet, but maybe he wants to creep this? No. I think he just has no idea about this expansion. This could have been a stroke of genius from JohnnyCage, sneaking one in over here. Todd knows he crept out a red camp, because he's got the Ancient Django. That's the only way he could have got it. But maybe not expecting this one, I'm not sure. Well, there we go, and now JohnnyCage finding a window while Todd once again pulls back to do some creeping to come and harass Todd's expansion. Only 1 tower here this time. The blizzard's just so nasty. It's level 5 Archmage now. And Todd's expansion now could be in a little bit of trouble. Because the breaker's not super high damage. Bring up a blacksmith now, he's got a little bit of breathing room. Okay, town portal in from Todd. He's got 1 upgrades versus 0-0, so should have the edge in this fight. Pretty similar food count, small edge towards Todd. And the blizzard not terribly effective against all these breakers. And that is a lot of breakers. Lightning out. JohnnyCage pulling back. Oh, it's off a footy. Okay, taking a bit of damage from that cold arrow. But once again, Todd just running right past this expansion, maybe not expecting it. This could be huge for JohnnyCage. Basically on level pegging now. I forgot to check what item Todd got. Bit of cunning. Not that good. Here we go. Finds Todd creeping again. Takes down a footman. Todd still with about a 5 food advantage. And the upgrades advantage as well. Oh, he finds the Naga Sea Witch slightly out of position. But she stays alive. And here we go. Breaker battles getting underway. Bit of blizzard onto the priest in the back. Archmage could be in trouble. Todd looking for the surround here. JohnnyCage managing to avoid that, but he's going to lose a breaker perhaps. No. Todd switches his focus fire across to this breaker. Really good fork lightning there. 1 breaker down for JohnnyCage. Oh, well timed invol. Dodges the storm bolt. He'll scroll there from Todd. Getting on top of the priest now. JohnnyCage a little bit out of position. Looks like he's going for the Sea Witch kill. But a TP transferred. Todd town portaling out. And I think he did take down more of JohnnyCage's units. All of a sudden, JohnnyCage 15 food behind. So a good play from Todd. Good managing of his items. And targeting priorities so far. JohnnyCage seems to be headhunting the Naga Sea Witch, but it hasn't worked out too well from so far. And a lot of low health breakers here for JohnnyCage. Can he hold the line? His Archmage in a little bit of trouble. Does have the invul. Same now for the Mountain King. And that's a lot of upgrade. Two upgrades now for Todd. So far ahead in that department. Oh, but the Sea Witch goes down. MK in the back takes her out. But leaving his breakers in here now. Bit of blizzard onto the priests. Can JohnnyCage win this now? It looks like Todd going to try pull back. A few militia coming in for JohnnyCage to try and swing the engagement. And he picks off 2 priests unable to extract themselves. Has Todd overextended here all of a sudden? And yeah, I thought maybe the hero focus wouldn't work out, but then he got the Sea Witch. Didn't work out until it did. Still 10 food advantage to Todd. And still one upgrade advantage. Break Wars. Todd hitting level 6 now. Mass teleportation is an option. Okay, they trade 1 breaker each. Ooh, but he also picks off a priest.
A player's forces are under attack.
Let's see if Todd's going up. Doesn't look like it. Scout farm over here. No second expansion from Todd yet. Just about at 80 food though. He's pretty much got his army sorted. And here we go. Fighting underway. Lines of breakers versus lines of breakers. But Todd pulling back early on.
Forces are under attack.
Oh, JohnnyCage losing a priest there to the towers. Oops. Archmage coming back in, then heading back out. Interesting to note as well, that's level 3 Brilliance Aura instead of level 3 Water Elemental. Interesting. I can see which back now, stocking up from the shop before coming across. JohnnyCage with an invul, no heal scrolls on either side at the moment. And here we go, Todd is now sneaking an expansion.
A town is under siege.
In that
a player's
position.
Forces are under attack.
'Cause, you know, he's basically where he's at, you know, can't go any further on the breaker upgrades. Looks like he's not going for castle tech though. Staying at keep, going for a second expo, and here we go. Mass teleportation into JohnnyCage's base. Gonna take down all the peasants over here. Meanwhile, JohnnyCage sees his invitation to go after Todd's expansion. Takes down the peasants with the blizzard, the tower, and now the expo very low in health. Todd going after the keep, fork lightning taking down the peasants. Bit of a base race scenario here. Expo goes down quickly. Oh, does JohnnyCage? No! Town portal for JohnnyCage. And he's going to lose his keep. Oh, that was a big mistake. No town portal. And then mass teleportation out from Todd. Good trade. Oh, he's going for the second expansion. Blizzard onto the concentrated units. Fighting underway here. Todd backing up into the corner. JohnnyCage has it. Caught up in the upgrades. Also 2-2 now.
Are under attack.
But yeah, Spellbreaker coming across here. Spots the expansion, but nothing he can do about it. Todd now fighting with his 1 base. It's JohnnyCage's 0 at the moment. Oh.
A town is under siege.
Damage onto that breaker. Looks like it's going to be able to make it home though, and wants to open up mass teleportation options, sending it over to the main. Todd going to lose his farm here though.
A player's forces are under attack.
Nope, not quite. Oh, now I can see which out of position. Heavy focus fire. He had a healing potion. Now he's mass teleporting out.
A town is under siege.
No Mountain King Stormbolt to interrupt, and he's going after the main again. Looks like he's maybe going to try target these production buildings, knock down the sanctums. Look out JohnnyCage's army production. Without the keep, he can't rebuild these. Sneaky play here from ToD. It's just such a big advantage, that mass teleportation. Whoever hits level 6 first is such a huge edge. JohnnyCage is so close. It's maybe like 3 more breakers killed. Doesn't quite get the sanctum though, second sanctum. So that's something.
Is under siege.
We've got a breaker going in on these peasants. I'm going to chip away at them. And ToD looks like he's going to do some long-range mining on this. Getting a bit of value out of those peasants. Gearing up for another attack, it looks like, for ToD. Oh, he's sneaking a farm up here. Opening up as a mass teleportation option. Mass teleport across. Interrupts this breaker harass attempt. And it looks like he's gonna just run.
A player's forces are under attack.
Bit of creeping, get a little bit of gold, maybe an extra item. So he's gonna run across to the main and try and knock out a few more buildings. He really needs that level 6 on his Archmage so he can keep pace with ToD. Does have about a 10 food advantage right now as well. He's going to take down that peasant. No mass teleport for you, buddy. So does have that farm though. Seen this low health breaker here.
A player's forces are under attack.
A bit of harass. A little bit more creeping done. And a line of militia coming across. Interesting. Spots JohnnyCage's armies coming in for the expansion with the blizzard. Pretty big damage onto those peasants early on. They're getting low. ToD, meanwhile, mass teleportation over to this expansion. JohnnyCage loses it. But that's going to be level 6 on the Archmage, all those peasant kills, so maybe JohnnyCage can fight back now. Very, very similar food counts. Are we going to see an old-fashioned base race? Looks like maybe not. JohnnyCage wants to defend his base.
A player's forces are under attack.
ToD pulling back. Very even. Okay, here we go, the big battle. Oh, this breaker getting caught up there, unable to get away. Early Stormbolt onto the Sea Witch, taking her out of the equation. Pretty good dodge on the Blizzard though. And we've just got old-fashioned breaker wars here. Who's gonna fall first? Very even fighting so far. Oh, Stormbolt. Blizzard onto the Archmage, very low, has to town portal out. Couple breakers going down on the exit for both players. Looks like maybe 3 or 4 down for JohnnyCage. Yeah, ToD after that fight, 10 food up. Suppose he's maybe got a bit more food still occupied in peasants though. Maybe that's the difference. A bit of long range mining though, going to try to squeeze a little bit more value out. It's going to be found by JohnnyCage. He's just a little bit faster with that ancient Django, does make a difference.
A player's forces are under attack.
3 peasants. But still with about a 10 food advantage though, and these look like his last couple peasants here. So maybe just that's what he's got, and he does take down a breaker here, looking for a rebuilt expansion. Here we go. Maybe this is going to be the base race. With the blizzard, JohnnyCage should be slightly better in this base race scenario. So it looks like Todd's going to come back to his main and try and defend here. Look how quickly it's going down though. Quite a lot of normal damage onto that keep. Tower's falling. Here comes Todd. Fork lightning. Okay, a little bit out of position, and there we go. Knocks down the keep and gets out. And he's got a priest all the way in the back there. Good mass teleportation target, perhaps. Don't know if Todd noticed. Oh yeah, he did. He's coming back for it, I think. Oh, he finds Todd's farm up here. Didn't notice it. Maybe you'll notice it now, priest. Yep, he's coming back for it now. JohnnyCage, if he just left it in the corner there, could have been good. Now Todd with nearly 20 food lead. Got like 18 breakers versus 10. Is that right? Might have miscounted that, but either way, huge army size advantage for Todd. So he's going to sneak in a bit of creeping here. Got to be careful though that he doesn't lose these base race trades because of the blizzard.
A town is under siege.
JohnnyCage's going to take the extra precaution, knocking down those farms on his way past. Knocks down this one as well. Peasant's got nowhere to carry the gold. Oh, here we go. Fighting getting started.
Are under attack.
JohnnyCage on the run. And he does have that extra bit of move speed thanks to the Django. For a bit of a wrap around here, gonna find these last two peasants. Actually might be quite important for him not to lose that peasant. It's the last one. Rayleigh finds the farm over here.
A town is under siege. A player's forces are under
JohnnyCage's gonna try to take down this farm. No. Getting interrupted. Looks like JohnnyCage actually retrained from Blizzard back into water elementals. Expecting the next big fight. I suppose Todd doesn't have many priests left, maybe 2. So not that much dispel. Maybe he thought that would make the difference in these fights. Oh, he's actually got a lot of priests waiting back at base here. Maybe he doesn't quite have enough room in his mass teleportation. Here we go. Oh, Todd, mass TP onto a Zeppelin. Putting the pressure on JohnnyCage, looking for some surrounds here. Mass teleportation out from JohnnyCage. And the mass teleportation hit and run continues. But I don't think JohnnyCage, he's got one exit point over here. Ooh, Todd tries to mass TP into this peasant, but has to run there manually. Gets killed. But this could be it. I can see what's 3 gloves of haste. It's big. Todd with a 15 food advantage. Let's see if that will carry over into this fight. That can cancel out the Django. Early fighting looks favourable for Todd. Water elemental advantage for JohnnyCage though. Invol on the MK is a little bit low. Breakers, oh, finds the Sea Witch, but the Zeppelin keeps it safe. MK's still on the rampage. But being cheeky with that Zeppelin. And he's just got such a big breaker advantage right now. Jumping onto the Archmage himself. Breakers continuing to slug it out. In and out of the Zeppelin. Making a big difference this fight. Good heal scroll there from Todd. And the breaker's falling. Oh, dodges the Stormbolt with the Zeppelin. And JohnnyCage throws in the towel. No breakers left for him. There's no other option. Well, you know, ToD got off to a really strong start that game, but JohnnyCage sneaking that expansion at the red camp allowed him back in the game, but in the end, ToD just a little bit too sharp, a little bit too cunning, getting that mass teleportation a little bit earlier on and leveraged that into a victory this time. Anyway guys, thanks for tuning in to another installment of Warcraft Wednesday, and until next time, goodbye and good luck.